person shall be hindered in the enjoyment of his freedom of expression, that is to say, freedom to hold opinions and to receive and import ideas and information without interference and freedom from interference with his correspondence. It is therefore crystal clear, Madam Speaker, that phone tapping constitutes a breach of our fundamental human rights, and it is particularly an intrusion onto the right of privacy. Now, the whole nation was shocked. I'm sure some members of the opposition too might have been shocked when it came to know in October of last year, through the Moustass leaks, that private telephone conversations of individuals, key government officials, political opponents, as well as even members of the judiciary, diplomatic missions, were being listened to by the MSM government. As soon as I became Prime Minister, I considered that it was an urgent priority to investigate the nature and extent of the surveillance, to investigate the techniques and activities employed by the previous regime to spy on its own citizens and to take swift action to render them inoperable. I tell people, many people are impatient. We have priority. This is a priority. I had to stop this phone bugging, listening to people's conversation. To be absolutely sure that this was being done. On dit le chat ne boit pas du chaud deux fois. Ça m'est arrivé avant. So to be absolutely sure that this was being done, I invited international experts, real experts, to carry out a thorough investigation together with senior members of the police force and the Commissioner of Police. I have to inform the House that the results of these preliminary investigations have been nothing short of shocking. The initial conclusions are as follows, and as I said, they are breathtaking, to say the least. I haven't shared this with most people except the Deputy Prime Minister. The MSM government, believe it or not, Madam Speaker, did not only do phone tapping of certain high-profile members of the opposition, or even, as I say, even its own ministers, even its own allies, including the PMSD. They were listening. What happened to you with the car accident? All this they have listened to. Who said who to tell you to do this, not to do that? All this, I can tell you. They even went further, Madam Speaker. This is what is most shocking even. Even that is shocking. But they conducted mass surveillance. Mass surveillance. They had multiple sites, not one site, multiple sites where this was being done. What this means, Madam Speaker, that the government, the last government, put in place systems to monitor and intercept calls and internet traffic in the country. This is what's called mass interception. Let me quote what the experts say. The system put in place, I'm quoting, is a highly sophisticated mass monitoring tool for state surveillance of the people of Mauritius. In other words, what I'm saying, it's not just me or the Deputy Prime Minister or members of the opposition. Everyone, including allies, including ministers, including members of the judiciary. This means that every mobile conversation, I'm putting stress on every mobile conversation, every landline call, every post on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Signal, on TikTok, every email, everyone I'm saying, not just us, everyone was being monitored by the government. Do you realize what this means? It's a massive, massive monitoring. Every piece of digital data communicated by a citizen to every other citizen in this country was diverted. Everything you're saying was diverted to this government system for storage and subsequent analysis and exploitation. when Judah came and approached the leader of the payment state, he says through this, that they knew what was happening. The system had the capacity to intercept and store all communications on the island. All. Not just some select cases. All. Journalists as well. Journalists as well. All this cost a lot of money, and of course, it was the public that was paying, not them. Public. As our nation was groaning, was suffering under financial strain, on facing, each one had a problem in each household, we know, the cost of living. What were they and the headmen engaged upon? Spying on all the Mauritians, all of them. All the people you see here have been on the phone, including you, Madam Speaker. Everyone. Even if you were not in politics, where you were being listened to. So far, for the cost, we have uncovered payments in connection with these systems. Listen to this carefully. You know how much? Over $110 million for this system. People are complaining about the cost of living. They're having difficulty to make ends meet. Here the government, the previous regime, spent so far I said, it's probably going to be more. $110 million US spent on this. A company based in Dubai, I'll name it, Petzl, named in Dubai, was being paid to service the system, the equipment. How much do you think? How much could servicing a system cost? I'll tell you, $7.5 million per year. How is that possible? How can you spend millions of dollars? What it means is that some of that money went into the pockets of some people. That's what it means, because it can't cost that much. I'm sure all members of this House, every Mauritian will feel as I do. When I learned of this, a sense of revulsion and disgust at what the priorities of the previous government of the MSM and its leader was. These were the priorities. And now they're jumping, they think they will get elected again. I should add, Madam Speaker, that when international experts, who, as I said, were accompanied by the Mauritius Police Force, sought to establish what information had been gathered, they found that the stations had been wiped clean. And when wiped clean? We know. As the results of the election were coming in, this is when they were cleaning everything. It shows to me that they thought they would win the election. I don't know in what tower they were living. But when they realized that they're losing the election, while people started with their flags, very happy that we have been relieved of these maggots, here they are cleaning their mess. They were wiping clean everything. But let me give a word of warning, because this is being done other places too. We are aware. We are aware of what's happening at the State Bank. For example, we are aware of a few other places. Let me give a word of warning, Madam Speaker. The experts, they are real experts. Whatever you clean, they will be able to retrieve the information. They are able. That's why I know. Information that have been cleaned, supposedly. We know now. We have them. We will identify those who destroy evidence. As the Attorney General and other lawyers know, it is a criminal offense, and it carries heavy penalties. They think they will wipe out and we will not know. I can assure the House, they will have to bear the consequences of the deeds. They will feel the full force of the law, and we will see whether we don't have to strengthen the law for these people. I agree, we will have to. In fact, by attempting to destroy evidence, they are worsening the situations. They have been warned, take your responsibility. If you want to go and destroy evidence, go and destroy it if you want. We will get the evidence. I'm pretty sure of that now. Madam Speaker, the task of sifting through this squalid rubble and debris left by this mafiosi regime, which was utterly devoid of moral scruples, who ignored what the Constitution said. We will continue until the whole truth is known to the nation. As far as for the last part of the question, I can tell the House and the whole nation that I have asked an end to be put to the secret surveillance installed by these undemocratic and perverse groups which have practiced a blatant state capture and confiscated our liberty. This is what the election was about, liberty and unity. This should never be allowed to happen again. I can confirm what the experts said, and I'm quoting, all equipment have been catalogued, shut down, and disconnected. The system is now disabled. Nobody is going to listen to what you say. I can assure you. There will, under this government, never be any restoration of mass interception or mass. Never. I can tell you, both of us have been prime ministers. I'm prime minister again. The deputy prime minister has been prime minister. I can tell you, I was in the opposition. I became prime minister afterwards. Neither of us ever did these democratic principles. We never spied on the opponents. Neither he nor me. And we were not together at the time. As these experts describe it, what was being done, and this is also important. They were using the most sophisticated technological equipment for eavesdropping, but they were also making use of the cameras. We've said, remember Osman Mohammed said the camera was pointing at his home. And Sana Root said, well, close your window. The 4th Street were 4 cameras. Only one exit, but 4 cameras. They were using that, and they were using the cameras to monitor. In other words, they knew not only what you were seeing, what you were saying on the phone, but also your movements. That also was being monitored. A mass monitoring tool for state surveillance of every citizen in this country. This is what was happening. Madam Speaker, this government will not be deflected from seeking out the truth and bringing to justice and making accountable to the law those who are responsible for just despicable acts. I can tell the House, I will update the House once I get further report. I'm even prepared to lay the report on the table of the Assembly so that you can see with your eyes what was happening to our country.
I will, honourable members, time is already up, but in view of the importance of the question, of course I didn't stop the Prime Minister, so I will also allow one question. Just one.
If you might allow 2, because I have 2 parliamentary questions coming.
Just one.
Well, I'll put it all together then. The Prime Minister said on the 20th of January that he hasn't received assurances that there might not be other systems in use right now, and therefore this is very serious. Not only what the Prime Minister has described as un outil de surveillance massif officiellement installé, but also it appears that the own Prime Minister's line has been taped and subsequently leaked. Is the Prime Minister not now of the opinion that this, perhaps the most important matter regarding privacy, regarding secrets of the Mauritian state, safeguarding those secrets, given that he cannot say if those equipments are still being used according to his interview on the 20th. My question is, the Honourable Prime Minister, that doesn't he deem fit to instate a commission of inquiry to shed the light on, first of all, who has ordered for this system to be put in place? Secondly, the funds that have been paid. Thirdly, who have kept copies of what because of what we understand, the data has been deleted. And we must know, yes, the question is, it appears that the data has not been kept in one place and that many persons, more than one, may still have that data because same has been leaked during the campaign. Therefore, the question is, does he not see it as a matter of urgency to set up a commission of inquiry which has already been set up by the previous government and to urgently shed all the light on this whole saga, which, do not forget, has put you in power?
We were put in power.
Members, let the Prime Minister speak.
Madam Speaker, we were put in power because people in this country felt in their guts what was happening and they voted for liberty. Liberty. That's what they voted. And unity. Because the communal campaign went as well, but nobody cared. Mauritians are Mauritians. Un peuple admirable, comme on dit. But I answered the question that you asked. That I have made sure international experts precisely what I said in January. This is precisely why I got international experts, real experts in the matter, to look at the whole matter and to, I've even quoted what they said, that the system has been disbanded. But as you say, that is why I say it's a preliminary investigation. We can't say at the moment who has got what that they've kept. We will know. Unless they leave the country for good, we will know. If they're here, we will know. These people, you know, Madam Speaker, it's like the scums of the earth. That's what we're dealing with. We ought to rub their face in the gutter where they belong.
Members, time is up now.